Hey guys, welcome back to the Project Bodybuilding Podcast. Here with a giant pussy and his cat. Well, Marcus, we are now 2 weeks out from the Arnold Classic. Very interesting competitive season. What I wanted to do today was break down some updates. You familiar with those?
Haven't looked at not one update, so this is gonna be all new to me.
Right, because you've been busy doing
I've
what?
been busy doing nerd stuff.
Yeah. Tell the viewers where you were at.
I was at Katsukan.
What even is that? Is that like the fried chicken?
No, it's a
It's a pulling out a prop. Oh, I thought you were pulling out something else. Okay.
Pulling out it's a convention where you anime and things like that.
Well, I hope it was worth missing days of content for. I usually like to brag about our work ethic and our ability to be workhorses, but I guess everyone needs a vacay every now and again, even if it's to get pegged at an anime convention, I guess.
Very true. Very
true. Anyway, let's get into some updates. We don't need to make this a super long episode. I just want to get down to the nitty of the gritty of it. We're going to talk about the state of the race, 2 weeks out of the Arnold Classic, of course. And then we'll take a look at our predictions and we'll revise those as we see it then. Not our final predictions, but we're like, well, if Xavier was here, licking the finger, putting it up in the air, here's what we have. Here's how we see it. Anyway, we're actually not going to start with an Arnold Classic update. We're going to start with your favorite athlete. What do you know about good old Doughboy Derek? He posted an update today. Front double plastic, front double oil building. What do you think of this?
Lats look good. It's a bad angle right now.
He posted it, bro.
Well, I'm not. I mean, he's off season. He's not showing up at the Arnold.
The comments aren't loading, or maybe there was somebody else on somebody else's post. Lee Priest said this is the same as contest shape, which is the exact same thing I said to someone who slid in my DMs and was like, "Man, this is bad." And I was like, "Well, it's the same condition as he brought to the Olympia stage." So I mean, I don't know what everyone's complaining about.
I feel like we were talking about this earlier with other athletes, and I will say I think there's a point to be made that how they look X amount of months out, this time, that time, it's not that important.
You kind of gives you an idea.
Say it again.
You think this looks good in any context?
It's an off-season shot. It's an off-season shot. I do think the lats look good. I think it's a terrible angle, like for seeing things, but the lats look good. Arms look full.
Oh yeah, they're full, all right. Full of shit.
Forearms have some good size. I don't recall if Derek had if he has good forearm. Forearms look good from this angle.
The waist is tight. I can give him that.
Lats help that too. I mean,
I mean, the lats are also kind of suspect in my opinion. I posted this on my story today. I posted this on my story today, and I said something along the lines of like, "Are you kidding me? How can you defend this?"
I'm trying to defend it right now. It's an off-season shot.
Yeah, and you're clutching at straws, bro. You're trying to grab anything.
I will say the Brandao was.
We'll get to that.
Sense. Okay, it makes more sense.
We'll get to that
because he's 2 weeks out.
Yeah. Derek is in the off season, but at the same time, realistically, this condition isn't much different from his Olympia package. I mean, usually you could say that in a good context, like, wow, he stepped off the Olympia stage, had a great rebound, and he's still holding very good condition after the Olympia. The problem is Derek's starting point was his Olympia version and abysmal in terms of condition. So
what if he ends up coming out next? Whatever you see him next, right? I'm assuming hopefully it's Olympia. Hopefully he puts all his cards to Olympia, does it the right way.
Yeah.
What if he just blows? Will you be happy if he just blows everybody out the water? Will the Derek?
Will I be happy?
Stop?
Well, no.
Not happy. Will you be more like? I think the situation will be justified. How about that? I think that'll be like a justification for that.
I've defended Derek's best version, his 2025 Arnold Classic version. I've defended.
We love that version.
I put it among the best physiques of all time in terms of what's most competitive on a bodybuilding stage. It beats your favorite 90s dude, like it or not. Just because it's far more conditioned than those guys, and it's actually less suspect. That particular version is than like if you saw like people will say, "Oh, Flex Wheeler back in the day." A fucking mess.
You can say the same thing about those guys as far as the same things you're trying to, accuse.
But moral of the story is, when Derek earns his props, I'll give it to him. Will that ever take away the absolute dismantling he's done of the Olympian name by winning the or what the judges have done for the sake of Derek or for the sake of their brand? I mean, yeah, he can look great next year, but that doesn't change the fact that he leapfrogged so many people last year that he shouldn't have.
Okay, so see, to me, I think it would justify it. Like, so if I was Derek, I'd want to win it to be like, all right, let me silence everybody. And I feel like if I'm a fan of Body, I'm like, all right, that kind of, it irons you out a little bit better in the sense of.
I mean, Jay Cutler won 2009 in stunning fashion, and he deserved it, but that doesn't make up for 2007. He should have lost that year, for sure.
Yeah, but it definitely. But what's the focal point? 2009. That's the most talked about. So that's what I'm kind of getting at. So if Derek comes back in 2026 now, and just lights out, and I don't think it will be lights out because
it helps his stock and legacy as a bodybuilder. But in terms of that isolated event, it's still shady and dirty. But I mean, again, it's mostly the judges' fault. So anyway, I just wanted to start with that. Marcus asked me to start with this. Actually, he's like, "Bro, Derek looks so good today." And I said, "Are you sure you want to talk about this?" And he said, "Can we please, Dad?" And I said, "Okay, son, we'll do it." But anyway, let's move on to some real Arnold Classic updates. Marcus, we're going to start with your favorite division.
CP?
The CP division. We're going to start with, let's start with Mike. So recently he's been going dark. Shadow mode, as they call it. Shadow mode has been activated. I'm not going to read his captions because he's like a freak, bro. I mean, he's like, he weirds me out. I'm not going to read his stupid captions. Let's focus on the physique. Honestly, and there's been some talk from the source, like Neil Hill has been, like, hey, it's the same kind of shit we heard before the Olympia. If we hide in at 5'9", well, then it won't be any problem. But if we're actually 5'7", well, then we have issues. Yeah. Okay.
Don't you wish you could do that in life?
I've said it multiple times. I would give up all the gains I've ever made in the gym to be 6'2". I feel Mike's pain.
What about 5'9"?
No, not worth it at that point. No. Even 6'2" nowadays, it's kind of like.
So you wouldn't give much to go up 4 inches to 5'9"?
Anyway, heck here. This was 5 days ago, so about 3 weeks out. A little under, maybe. Well, no, it would be about 3 weeks out. Yeah, he shut it down. He shut down the updates 3 weeks out.
Is this at the Dragon's Lair?
Dragon's Lair.
Ah, wow. So look at the other, just think about the other update compared to this update.
Not even in the posing room, mind you. Yeah. This is just right in front of the treadmill.
Puts things into perspective.
It will put a lot of things in perspective once we get there. You're itching to get there, aren't you?
I don't know. We were talking about it earlier, so I'm having all these, I'm coming to the light. I see the light right now.
The thing for Mike is he is kind of playing the game of like keeping the size because he was competing way above his weight cap and like at the 2024 Olympia when he cheated or, he was helped along, whatever you want to call it. The rules were bent, like Derek backstage. So he shows up and we all fall in love with his physique. It actually takes points away from C-Bum. But that's not the physique he should be allowed to be bringing per the weight cap. So now for him, it's, and once you start going backwards in terms of weight, very rarely do you look better. A lot of things like the muscle has a different look to it. It looks more deflated, looks more tired.
You lose that.
Even the shape can even the lines can kind of go since your muscle bellies are going.
Yeah.
Like, people may not like to hear this. Josema he made the right move to go to Classic, but I actually prefer to shape and open. But
well, one could argue that, hey, I mean, the little extra points you get from being that extra height for someone who's 5'8", 5'9" area, it helps compared to the person who has kind of the better end of the stick when it comes to the 6+ guys like a Chris Bumstead. I mean, the Classic Physique weight ranges is, it's better for the guys who are 6 foot and up. So you could say it evens the playing field a little bit more because, I think there is a little discrepancy there as well.
And Mike's best versions were his 2020. Well, I guess the 2024 Olympia and the 2025 Arnold. And I think those I saw like comparisons after the Arnold happened. It's not conclusive that the Arnold or the Olympia was better, but that's when he was still kind of bending the rules before people caught on to his mischievous ways. What did you think of the 2025 Olympia version? Didn't win, obviously. Ramon Dino won. And I think you kind of had like Terrence and Ramon both ahead of him, if I'm not mistaken. What did you think of the overall look?
I think that you could see the difference in the weight cap. You can see it. You can see that it affected him. There's a big difference between 24 and 25. And I did see it as a 3-way race with any of them. I don't think anybody won it. I don't think Ramon necessarily had it in the bag. I think that similar to what we saw with Andrew, I think it was the same thing with Terrence, but I think they actually gave him a chance of being in the middle. But I think Terrence was somebody who I could have easily seen him being 1 or 2. So it wasn't like this blowout by anybody by any means.
What did we hear in 2024 with him versus Chris, or even like versus at the Arnold with him versus Logan? Like, we all acknowledged he was good, but the main critique of him was kind of looks a little more bodybuilding-esque. Bodybuilding, he looks like 212 light. You heard that. Whether you agreed or not, you heard that.
Yeah. Disagree, but understand it.
And that is his greatest strength, but also obviously at this point it's become his greatest weakness because now we know why he looked so muscular. I mean, he's competing as much as 20 pounds above where he should be. Again, there's still a lot of debate about that. But anyway, at the 2025 Olympia, I actually don't think it was like a massive difference, I have to say. But like that few percent makes all the difference. Like, I just don't think it flows as well or like is as awe-inspiring, or like it just doesn't suit my fancy, just doesn't tickle my balls the same way the 2024 Olympia version did.
Yeah, if 2024 Mike showed up, I mean, come on. Like, it wouldn't have been a race. It would have been a race for a second.
But I can't even really put my finger on why. But I know it's different.
Yeah.
Like, I do actively prefer 2024. I have like put them side by side, like behind the scenes. I haven't made a video of this, or maybe I did. I just don't know what it is. But with that being said, Mike Sommerfeld's known for being the more muscular guy in terms of classic. Great classic shape, but obviously a lot more complete and muscular than the average classic guy. His main opponent will probably be Wesley Vissers. And I think his updates are troubling, Marcus. I got to be honest. And you know why?
Why? Because he's not showing something, or what?
Oh, where are the legs, Marcus?
Yeah. That's kind of the glaring. You need Wesley needs to come in and at this point listen to the judges, listen to everybody. He knows it though. It's obviously with his upper body, just the shape, the waist. Not to take anything from it, he has an incredible overall look, but when he's going against someone like Mike, who has just gifted leg genetics and fucking overall shape, it's going to be a big thing. I mean, I do think that the Arnold's the one place where it could help him. You know what I mean? I think that Arnold, I think Olympia, there's no way. I do for whatever reason. You can be the same judges, whatever. Like I said, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying off of the past. I think that he has a better shot at the Arnold. He's won the Arnold, things like that can, kind of be in favor of for the man Wesley.
Yo, I don't remember this.
Neither do I at all.
I didn't know Wesley was at the Pittsburgh Pro last year.
That was Pittsburgh, dude. This is the one that this went like so. I was there and I didn't even show up for this.
Right, and I remember
show up for this.
I remember Ramon being there. I definitely remember Ramon being there, and I remember Samson. Keon was there as well. I do not remember Wesley Vissers being there at all.
It's the first bodybuilding Mandela effect. There goes Keon.
Right. I remember Ruffin did a little guest posting. He even did a routine. And I honestly thought him being a little fuller, maybe more relaxed, looked better than he did at the actual show the day prior.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember Wesley there at all. I remember Matt Grego. I remember Ramon Dino. I remember Keon. I can remember unique details about this. I remember seeing Keon next to Samson saying he makes Keon look like his little brother. I don't remember Wesley there. Yeah, bodybuilding Mandela effect. Anyway, back on track. Wesley has not had the best season. You know, he's like, to be fair, I think after that 2024 Arnold Classic, he was a little too hyped up. When he won it, I think he was a little too hyped up. Like people were saying,
he's always had that hype though. And you look back, Nick Strength and Power, he's always had that hype.
He has a big internet following because that's basically where he started. You know, the internet. It's not a bodybuilder that gained traction, and I'm not saying like organically in a bad way, because the internet is organic at this point. It is bodybuilding, but like people were saying he was going to be this is going to be the one to beat Chris Bumstead. And then he gets like 8th or something at the Olympia. You know, he's out of the first call out. He's out of the first call out at the last Olympia as well in 2025. And did he do the Olympia in 2025? Yeah, I think he did.
He placed, yeah,
but it wasn't a very good placing. And the show he won was in 2020. He didn't win a show in 2025. Technically, the show he won was in the 2025 season. I think it was Romania, which no one else really did. So has he just not captured the look again? Is he a bodybuilder that needs the perfect peak? Is Classic just too competitive? What do you think?
So I think that, and I'm almost positive we're wrong, because he took it he took 2025 Olympia off.
We're about to get to the bottom of this.
What?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he didn't show up at 2025 Olympia.
You're right.
Positive.
You're right. And he did. Yeah. He won the Arnold, and then I think he did Romania at the end of the year
in 24.
Right, which qualified him for 25, because I think that was kind of like the controversy, wasn't it? Controversy. Yeah. He was qualified but didn't want to do it because he had to make improvements, especially after he placed 5th at the Arnold, even though he won the year prior, and then 2nd at the Detroit Pro. Matt Grego ended up beating him.
I do think that when you take, I think Classic is unique in the sense of, if you take Bumstead out of the equation, which we have, I think at this point, I'm not going to say that Wesley is like falsely put up there. I think that Wesley is somebody who, just like a Matt Grego, just like a what's his name, Logan Franklin, all these guys, they all have the chance to come out and just end up winning any of these big shows, whether it's Olympia or Arnold. I think that you go down the line to even the top 8-9 guys, I think that any of those guys can place pretty much anywhere. Honestly, I think anywhere. So I would never say that Wesley's just out of they're pacing him too high, all this. I think that Wesley has the ability to come in, win an Arnold. He has the ability to come in and win an Olympian. Not against, say, like a Bumstead, but I do think that with Bumstead gone, any of these guys have a chance. Truly, I really believe that. Any of them. It just depends on however they show up that night, however they did with their peak. I think Grego, the Franklins out there, Ruffin, dude, you can even Hosima, all of them. I think Jose, all of them, they can literally kneel.
Also, I think I was wrong. He did Romania in 2023. He may have done that in 2024, but I think I was just remembering the 2023 season. Anyway, here's my main hangup. Even though I hate Mike and don't want him to win, I'm predicting him to win. I don't even know if I'll predict Wesley second, quite frankly. You ever heard of
competing that's up there?
You ever heard of well, let's take a look.
have ever heard of. Who.
Not too many guys. I think it was like 7 or something. Oh no, there's a little bit more than that. Oh, Sam Sulek. How could I forget him? Put him up there in number 2.
I mean, and your boy Menegate.
I kind of like Zabriel Zancanelli for a 2nd or 3rd place spot.
Yeah, his side triceps incredible. Yeah, this guy can make some damage too up there. We've talked about him before.
I really like this guy.
Yeah,
and he needs maybe a little more size, but I mean, like, really, I think we got to get away from that in classic. Like if I'm going to complain about Mike, like I do kind of want a slightly lankier physique, a complete physique, but I don't want it super developed to the absolute max. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but in to kind of almost double down on what you're saying, I think the greatest example of that and how somebody who is maybe not as top heavy, Logan Franklin. I think that the way he showed up, whenever he showed up and just looked incredible, just cut out of granite. I think that is something that should be championed.
They could have made a statement there and chose Logan, and and honestly, I think I would have agreed with it. I mean, it would have taken maybe a little bit of time, and I would have accepted that. Hey, this is just kind of the new standard we're going for. Someone, now that Chris is gone, maybe not someone that looks 212 light. Even Ramon is kind of more of one of those more thickly developed guys.
Yeah.
Who am I looking at now?
Ruffin would have been somebody who they could have kind of made as like the poster boy for what they want for, classic. Logan, of course. Wesley as well. Wesley, that's what I'm saying.
You a big fan of Menegate? This is 5 weeks out.
I like his physique. Yeah, I like his physique.
Yeah, it's weird to see someone with the weak point of the chest. You don't see that very often. You know what I mean?
In bodybuilding, at this level, it is one of the rarer parts to have is your downfall. What's
the most common weak point to have, would you say? And honestly, I would say there's a lot of underdeveloped backs because it takes a lot of time and the insertions have to be pretty good.
If you're I'm trying to think of that top, like those top level guys, the top 10 in each division, what they're missing out. It's I would honestly go with that lat development.
In classic, it may be arms, which is kind of weird. I don't know. There are a couple of guys in classic that don't really have good arms. They get the job done, Ruffins come to mind. They're not bad, but they're weaker. Chris Bumstead, of course, had this problem. And, back in the day, the whole juxtaposition is back in the day, they had arms at the forefront. Like in the true classic era, arms were at the forefront. But anyway, side tangent aside. Menegate's top 5 for me. Gabriel Zancanelli as well. I think both of these guys can beat Wesley. Menegate has beaten Wesley, I think. Was he at 20? Oh, no, he would have been 1 place behind him if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was 1 place behind the Olympia they did together. 9th, and then Wesley was 8th. So, I mean, it's not unheard of. And again, I think like Wesley may be one of those physiques that takes a perfect peak. But to be honest, the main problem I have with Wesley is something that's going to take a lot of improvement. Like, he just looks so the back, bro. The back and the legs. Sorry, Marcus. I was just saying the back and the legs on Wesley, especially from the rear. I don't see how you get over Mike, even if the judges wanted to give you the crutch of, well, you're the new classic standard. I mean, at some point, there's got to be we have to have a complete physique at the end of the day. And like Wesley has some glaring issues.
I do like Wesley's back double from the back up. You know what I mean? The legs are obviously, there's room for improvement, I guess you would say.
Room for improvement, you say?
Yeah, man, there's room for improvement. But dude, I mean, just the amount of the shoulders, the striations, what you see in the tricep from the back double, it's very impressive. I just think that when it comes to leg development from the side, from the back, this is where Mike is just he might run away with it. Now we are comparing, the bigger version of Mike, by the way, aren't we?
We are.
So
this is a Supersetman video. Shout out to Supersetman. But this was in anticipation for the 2025 Arnold Classic. And then, remember, everyone said, "Oh, Logan, Matt Grego, okay, the main two were supposed to be Mike and Wesley. Wesley was in 5th in 2025.
Who did he give that last shot, like the front double? Who did he give that to?
The front double?
Yeah.
I'd probably give that to Wesley, but
so would I. Yeah, I'm curious who he gave it to.
Yeah,
okay.
Wesley.
Okay.
Anyway, so like we've been in this position before, where hey, it's supposed to be an epic battle between an epic two-way like Marcus and I have, between Mike and Wesley. I kind of feel Wesley's going to drop the ball, and even if he didn't, like, I think second is the ceiling against Mike. Like, I can't have somebody winning with that back and those hamstrings. Again, assuming he's not majorly improved them.
I couldn't think of a better, example of the duo. You know what I mean? The one guy a little shorter, lies about the height.
I really
like.
And the other dude is like tall, dashingly handsome, white.
The way you said white was so white.
White.
Here's
okay, look. And okay, here's going post by post. And I'm gonna have a full breakdown on this very soon. I gotta get on the Arnold Classic series. We've both agreed Wesley gets the front double.
Wesley, yes.
But Mike is very good.
He's good.
Not a weak shot.
No, Wesley just looks incredible.
Conversely, Mike wins the side chest for me for the thickness, but Wesley's very good. I think this
because of his legs. Because of his legs. And that's the only reason, because if we are only doing upper body in this right now, dude, the fucking the perfection of what I see right now, pause, on Wesley's upper body and his side chest is just
I don't know, the rib cage is a little boxy.
I don't care. Look at the striations in that chest. Look at the shoulder striations. You don't see that nowadays. You don't. So I want to give points when they're fucking should be rewarded. But
then you go to something like the back. And like Mike has thinner legs from the back. But what is this, bro?
Yeah. I mean,
and even the back, like especially Mike's back now. Mike's back has gotten even better.
His back has gotten better. I like Wesley's back double though. I do, but the legs are.
I think it may get worse. I think the lats are kind of slightly receding. There's kind of a little bit of an imbalance. Mike, on the other hand, is just getting better with his back, even in the hamstrings. And we know he's going to be ultra shredded because he's like banking on being like 5'2" or whatever instead, his real height. So he's going to be ultra shredded. We know that. And that kind of gives me a little bit more confidence in guys that like for sure know their weight cap or want to shoot under. They'll always be conditioned. Maybe they won't nail it with the fullness or get it in time. But when with someone trying to like peak an open bodybuilder, they do have to kind of find the balance on their own. They have to find their own condition. They have to find their own fullness in relation to that condition. Anyway, two close poses, but then I think this is going to be a blowout on the stage. Another one that's going to be even. I think this is going to be the biggest win. The abs and thighs.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I'm a big fan of Wesley. But just, and this ain't.
I didn't know you were a big fan of those wasps.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. Yo, I actually enjoy.
I like how you're black enough to know what a wasp is. I know that's how we knew you grew up in Baltimore. It's us. The brothers versus the wasps. And then the favorite classic pose, it shouldn't be a pose. I mean,
I hate this pose. I was gonna say this earlier. I hate that shit.
I will say Mike's a better poser than Wesley. Wesley knows his strength overall, but Mike can throw down.
We're talking 2 top level guys. I mean, but I do think that if I was betting, Mike may run away with this one, but I don't know. I mean, I don't want to. Wesley's had a lot of time. He's had a lot of time. So let's hope that he put, some quality effort, which he did. We know these guys are all fucking obsessive and, working night and day. So let's hope.
The only problem is he needs a lot.
He does need a lot, but it's
that lower body.
It's in the lower body. Yeah, that's it. We're not up top. I don't give a fuck. It's not, that's just simply peaking and all that, because this back double of Wesley, yes, it's getting beat right here, but it's not one of those situations where it's like a fucking dog walking. He just needs, in from the front, Wesley has good separation, not as meaty as big. The side leg is an issue in comparison to Mike Sommerfeld, but we're talking a very gifted set of legs and wheels on Mike Sommerfeld, man.
Right.
It's going to be tough. I mean, I do think that if Mike was able to be at the weight he wanted to be, hold up.
Yo, I'm getting a distress call from planet Uranus. Yo, Marcus, is that you? Is that your
defroster?
Defroster. I know the Mexicans in your household love using that. This podcast just gets more and more racist, bro.
Dude, no, the good thing is I see you jumping fences a little bit. Speaking of Mexicans, I see you jumping fences a little bit. I see you just,
how I look now?
No. I mean, the 3/4, they got that from you. But the whole, what is it? Earlier, you brought up Hakeem. You wanted to put Hakeem into the, the top 20 bodybuilders, a little sneak peek. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I peeped that. Not leaving out Brandon Curry. I peeped that too.
Oh, hey, I'm a fan of the brothers. You know this. I'm a fan of the brothers. Anyway, I think that's enough. Again. I think so, but you're fine. I think that's enough talking about classic. I think we should move on to something people really care about. Move past the CP nonsense. I can't. You were just making that face, so I didn't know if you were leaving me hanging on the CP or not. Anyway,
no, my shit's freezing.
Speaking of brothers, let's get into a guy that a lot of the casual fan base has gotten a hold of. I gotta say, I don't like it. We're going to talk about Andrew Jacked. Now, no recent updates, I gotta say, so we're going to keep this brief. We'll talk about him more in like overall totality once we remake our predictions. He's in Florida now. He's training under the great Kamal El-Gardni. Love Kamal. He's right there, in fact. It's like me training Marcus, someone of questionable Arab or Hispanic descent, training his brother. Brother.
It's like dumb as shit, man.
I won't be able to like open these up. I guess I should have like saved them from somewhere else. But you saw them. This. I gotta be honest, Marcus. This didn't. Yeah, it's impressive. But like, condition ?
Yeah, I mean, do we need to put up the Rafael one?
You really want to get there, don't you? You're begging for it, bro.
Nah, man, I just don't want to. I think I want it to be an even playing field all the way across the map. You know what I mean?
Oh, we'll get there. I have some choice
from
words
Brazil
about
to
that.
Abu Dhabi, or wherever he's from.
So, what kind of Andrew do you think we'll see? Because there's a lot of pressure on him. Dare I say, especially now that Hadi's lost all of his clout, straight up deleted his social media today. I think Andrew is, if you ask most fans, they're probably going to say Andrew is the favorite to win the show.
Yeah, I would agree.
Can
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just frozen, but it is what it is. Yeah, I would agree.
Now I can't hear you. No one knows what Marcus thinks. No one knows at all. I'll give my 2 cents. I think the Olympia version, really lanky, his best condition, but the problem is the Olympia lineup in 2025 was honestly, it was one of the worst Olympias in years. I'll just be straight up. And he finally gets some glute striations, and like everyone loses their minds. I mean, he the bare minimum condition, and he looks a little lanky. Yeah, I get the hype. I get where it comes from, but let's tone it back. But then, he goes to Romania and he brings my favorite version, a lot fuller of a look, and I think that suits him more, but the condition is gone. And we're in a position where if he goes to the Olympia, if he brings the Olympia version, I think he'll be too shredded and too lanky to beat someone like Nick if he's on his game, or Hadi if he just shows up like he did at the Olympia. Obviously, Hadi beat Andrew at the Olympia. If he shows up in Romania, I don't think he has the condition to beat Hadi, although he may actually beat everybody else with this package because, again, the look suits him more. So the point of the matter is Andrew just needs real improvements. Marcus, I was saying Olympia Andrew, too shredded and lanky. Romania version full, but missing the condition. He needs real improvements so he can be both full, and conditioned. Or I think he may be one of those physiques, kind of like Samson, that has to ride really.
There's a very thin line.
Thread that needle. Yeah, because it's honestly, I've always said this. Samson I say this now, I guess. Samson at 95% is actually his 100%. Because if he was really 100%, he would lose the fullness, and then the shape goes as well.
I think that's something we're just going to see a lot with these guys. Honestly, we're going to see them exactly what happened with Samson. And I hope we don't see that with Andrew. But I mean, come on, it can happen because we've seen such extremes. You just named 2 extremes to where comes in full, looks great, okay, missing a little bit of that conditioning, or comes in conditioning, looks a little bit more lanky. Lanky's a funny word to say for fucking Andrew, but no, it doesn't look as
relatively
eye popping as yeah. So with that being said, I do think he might have that same very similar situation to Samson as far as his trajectory moving forward. It might be a situation to where we're going to see, we wanted a little bit more of this, but we're going to settle in the middle at that 90-something%. And I'm okay with that.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing I say. Andrew does not need to be the most conditioned, complete, muscular guy on stage. He doesn't need to be any of those 3. Because his structure is so good and he is so big compared to, he's going to tower over Nick, Hadi, and who's the other one? Martin. So he just needs to do he needs more improvements in the hamstrings, and he needs to make sure the back is fully etched in. That's what he needs. And it looks like we're going to get a bigger package.
There you go. And I know that's what you want. So, I mean,
that's what I want.
With Andrew, I feel like we have been seeing a very upward trajectory for him. Truly, when you think of other people, aside from maybe Martin, I can't think of somebody else who's had as good as of trajectory as those 2 guys.
You didn't hear this though. I think the trajectory is a little inflated. I don't think the Olympia version was all that. I think he finally comes into good condition.
That's what the rest of the lineup asking for.
But the rest of the lineup was shit or overlooked. Nick drops the ball. Samson drops the ball. Hadi's not at his best. Derek, I don't even know why the hell he's up in first. I mean, to be fair, Hadi and Andrew both should have beaten him. Martin is overlooked. Brandon Curry may be overlooked. I think that's a good comparison. I think I'll maybe do that if I have time. They were competitive at last year's Arnold. Remember that?
Yeah.
2-man call out.
And I understand the underestimating or overlooking of the other gentleman. However, we can't take anything away from Andrew. I think he was one of the best Andrews we've seen when it came to the one thing we've been asking for, which is the conditioning. It's the one thing he finally showcased. Hey, I can actually bring better conditioning.
I think the important thing is the trajectory in his mind is probably a lot better. And I think we've seen this. The confidence seems better. Like he now sees I mean, it's one thing to hear even at the top level, oh, you have so much potential, you can go all the way. But to realize that yourself, that's a big deal. Because now he's going to be 10 times more motivated to, even at the highest level, it sounds crazy, but yeah, he will be even more motivated to move harder in the gym, to do this, to do that, to just go that extra step.
There will be that belief. I think there will be that belief, and I do think that he is, of all people, probably somebody who needed it because he is a more introverted guy.
You should believe in yourself more.
100%.
Actually,
especially
no,
in bodybuilding. No, in bodybuilding specifically, I think you need that because you see the confidence. Somebody who.
Oh, I meant you specifically.
Yeah, man, I gotta stop beating myself up, man. Beat myself up more. Get my
right.
on.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about Hadi. Not to cut you off.
No, you're good. I got the stupid mic going on, so it's all good.
Chef Mike. Let's talk about Hadi. He deleted his updates, so thankfully Beyond the Stage TV has us covered. Okay, and then you have the gifs from the Iranian people, bro. It's just like,
whoa, I have not seen that.
I just don't like having on a GIF, so less things are moving on the screen. Anyway, I don't care. Obviously it's known that he's getting a lot of hate for those in Iran. I don't really care about that. Let's talk about the physique. What do you think? This was 4.5 weeks out, and we didn't hear anything from him for a while. And then he posts something very revealing. Everything but he did post the legs. And I wish I can bring that up. We got to talk about that. Yo, is that your mom in the background?
It's like my dick. Is
that your mom in the background? What do you think about Hadi?
I think this update. With this update, 4.5 weeks out, I'm not mad at this at all. I mean, we know that Hadi's not going to miss when it comes to being on that stage. Even his quote unquote misses aren't really misses. It's just we're comparing it to the best Hadis out there. So we're not going to see an unconditioned Hadi. We're going to see a very on point Hadi. I'm a sucker for storylines, and I think that right now in the bodybuilding atmosphere, we're seeing storylines tend to take over a little bit. And going back to the confidence of Andrew and just the modern day fan being swayed over to who we're going to see as, the rightful winner. I don't know. I think Andrew has a fair share at beating whatever version that Hadi brings.
Yeah, the storyline, bro. The IFBB doesn't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole, bro. Hadi's not winning. I can tell you that much. Hadi is out.
I feel like Arnold's a little different, though.
You're right. If this was the Olympia, I'd say he's cooked.
There's no chance in Iran or America.
Right.
Or hell.
I'm glad we're acknowledging the politics of it. But the delts are something we got to talk about because people are talking about it. They're an issue for sure.
People always been talking about it.
I gotta say though, they were probably worse than the 2024 Arnold Classic prep, and we know how that went. That Arnold Classic went. I remember seeing those updates where he was like in the posing room, completely black in the background. And like the delts, I was like, whoa, yikes. Those are awful. And then here, obviously super noticeable, but yeah, they're bad, but I hate to be this nonchalant about it, but like it's kind of the same old. It's not going to hurt him any more than it usually does.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we're nonchalant about regardless when it comes to, people on stage and things like that, and some things are just worth overlooking per se. Like, how you say,
everything but skin color, pretty much.
This is the worst. This isn't the worst that we've seen the delts look on Hadi. So to me, when I look at this, I'm not like, oh my god. I mean, yeah, we see it, but it's not the worst. It's
maybe we're just numb to it though.
Maybe
like Hadi's delts. I mean,
it's only from the back that they look fucking bananas.
Yeah, I don't really hate them from the side or from the front too much, but like when he pulls it, like you can see like he has like 2 sets of medial delts, like
Yeah.
there's boom, and then like this takes another mound of its own.
Yeah.
It's like 1.5 medial delts. This one is not much better. And the backside is still, he's not going to be super crisp from the back, I got to say. Maybe he'll dry out, but I don't, he's not ahead of schedule in terms of from the back. And we always hear about the back is not as hard as for the front. I think that's going to reign true here.
You got to realize all this shit going on. I mean, you say you didn't want to talk about whatever, but we have to kind of talk about the elephant in the room. This shit is going to fuck him up mentally a little bit. It is going to create unnecessary stress. It is going to fuck up some things for him. It's going to fuck up training. It's going to get him off of...
Not Hadi.
I don't give any dude at this point, how big of a, how he's such a countryman, quote unquote, right? Meaning like that, toward when this actually has everything to do with that. And that's what's being put into question now. That's going to fuck with him. I don't care
what your own situation, says. For example. When you started doing this podcast, the brothers in Baltimore disowned you.
I keep telling them you got some percentage.
But now you're a workhorse and not just a slave. So now
look, put it this way. Eventually one day you'll have a lot of shit emojis on your IG comments as well. 100%. It's going to be a picture of you going, and it's going to be nothing but shit emojis and 4 eye emojis, and it'll be okay.
We've talked about the upper body. The legs are troubling. Tell me I'm wrong. Because what was Hadi's like? What's one of his main critiques besides the delts? It's like the leg imbalance, especially at this past Olympia. He was his smallest in a while, and I hate to say it, I hate to bring it up. I guess age ?
I don't know. I don't want to go to that extent. I do think that we will start to see we will start to see some atrophy a little bit, and especially that glaring weakness in the difference from one leg to another will start to showcase itself more and more. The dude just got second at Olympia a couple months back. I mean, come on.
And I think he should have gotten first, which says something. Even his weakest versions, I think, are more than capable of beating everybody.
That's what I'm saying. But it's once again, I'm gonna double back on his current situation could really fuck him up mentally.
And he can't afford. Look, the judges are foaming at the mouth to give Andrew the win here. I know they are. I know it.
It's good for Arnold. I will say that. It's good for Arnold.
The whole shape thing, blah, blah, blah. And bro, like I said, they don't want to touch Hadi's situation with the 10-foot pole. Especially in light of even more recent events. I hope Hadi gets to the U.S. ASAP because it looks like things are starting to go down. But I don't want to speak too much about that. But look, when I look at the leg, I see, and I'm always one to defend the imbalance. Hey, I think Andrew has an imbalance. I think most guys do. But when Hadi hits this quad,
yeah.
Well,
you'll see it. I mean, I agree with you. I think almost everybody does have some slight imbalance.
But this is it's troublesome.
Yeah. I mean,
yours
yours overall, is too. Chemical imbalance. It makes sense. Right,
because I have Kleinfelters. Well, look, I want Hadi to come in fuller. I think that's what he needs to do.
Really?
I honestly, I don't even think he can come in the same.
I think for me personally, I think conditioning. I think if he comes in shredded to the bone, I think that's the one way where he can shut the door. I think if he doesn't come in as conditioned, I don't care. I don't care about the fullness in comparison to Andrew, because I think the one way to beat Andrew will be to come in shredded.
But the judges just don't seem to care about condition that much anymore. I hate to say it. And to an extent. I
think with Hadi, they will. I'm not saying that against whatever.
Because he's known for it.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a standard to uphold.
100%, exactly. So to me, it's the one thing that he needs. Is what we're looking for Hadi. It's the one check mark where, like I said, we don't want to admit it, but the past versions of these guys, it actually makes a difference, whether it's subconscious or not. It makes a difference in how we perceive them. It's why we put Andrew on such a big pedestal, rightfully so. It's because we finally saw an in-shape Andrew in the sense of conditioning. We've always seen an in-shape Andrew, don't get me wrong, but with that conditioning. I mean, dude. I think
Hadi is someone that can mix and match. He doesn't have to thread the needle like Andrew. I think condition is always probably going to be okay for him. Always. Even his least conditioned version is going to be pretty incomparable to Andrew's. I really just think the judges are going to be looking for any reason to knock Hadi down and any reason to put Andrew ahead. So look, you also have some guys that are more like Hadi. Nick's going to outsize Hadi. Martin's going to outsize Hadi. We are in a position where Hadi may be the smallest person on the stage if that's the top 4. So I think he should come in fuller.
I know you're going to hate to say this and it's off topic, but looking at them right there, it is what I mean by, and it's the same thing. The size that Derek brought to this past Olympia, the size difference, I do think that's what helped kind of sway a lot of the mental part of the judges. The same thing with Andrew. I think
he made noticeable improvements, so that's a good excuse.
Yeah.
In their minds, I'm not putting words.
Yeah. That's what I'm arguing. That's kind of my basis.
And that's what I think. That's what Hadi should do. I think that's why Hadi should come in fuller and make some size gains. So that way, the judges always love to say, well, this guy improved a lot, even though it's not how they should judge. But hey, Hadi comes in fuller, that's a point for him. Even like you said, if it's subconscious.
That's a good point. I'm still against you with I do think that he needs to chase conditioning against the Andrew, but I do think that is a very valid point, and so there's something to be said there. That fullness, if he brings that similar fullness as a Derek with what Hadi has to offer, it will be a game changer.
I agree. Okay, let's talk about. There's not a whole lot to talk about with Nick either. A lot of guys are kind of quiet. You get a little bit of this, a lot of these, which we can't really tell a whole lot.
Nick's. I think Nick is going to look. I think that I'm gonna say now. I think this is my dark horse
to win or just place higher than people think.
Okay, we can't. I'm not gonna say he doesn't have a chance to win. He has a huge chance to win. What do you mean? I'm not. Wait. What? How am I? It'd be a pussy if I said he doesn't have a chance to win. That would be pussy. I'm saying,
hey, it's all right. Maybe those brothers in Baltimore.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. He had. You like doing that. It's the face you like making. Little fucking whitey. But he has.
Bro.
He has the huge chance.
When have I ever called you the N-word?
Whitey.
When have I ever called you the N-word?
Yo, you text me.
Let's check our text messages today. Let's check our text messages today. Yeah, I did. Anyway, the updates we have to go on with Nick are old.
Nick has a strong chance, and I think that we got a very good glimpse of what Nick could look like on night 2 of Olympia. So if he comes in a refined version of that, I don't know. Things might be different.
You can tell after the Olympia, he made some changes and he made them quick, because the updates post Olympia, you can slap 10 on that, and it's literally so much better than what he brought prejudging at the Olympia, as is. So much more streamlined. Even the condition is better. So, but I think there's a ceiling with Nick. I think the judges are quite literally done with him. And I said this after the Olympia. I said, bro, he brought one of his best versions ever to Olympia finals, and no one gave a shit.
But the issue is that night 1. See, I agree with you, right? I agree with you. But night 1, night 1 sets the tone for everything. It sets the tone, man. It's why Derek won. Sadly, it's why Hadi didn't get the just due he should have. Because it was close night 1, and night 2 it was the knockout punch, and they didn't give it to him. Same thing with Nick. Nick looked much better night 2.
Real. And then I see some things like this, bro. That looks pretty good.
Dang, Samir be writing on all these.
Samir loves giving Nick advice, warranted or not. I kind of like that little backhand, just a little, maybe not a backhand, but it's just like, you might be weighing less, but who cares? You look better and harder. He does right on all of these. The physique updates mainly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Love when he gets his 2 cents in.
Dude, everyone you clicked before had it. Now none of these have it.
Yeah, none of them have it.
It's crazy. But I know Samir's a fan of Nick. Rightfully so.
Do you think Nick has a ceiling?
I think the only ceiling that exists is, you have to
in his mind.
No, I don't think that. See, no, I'm not saying that gay shit. I don't think that at all. Because for Nick, I think that in his mind, he did not have a ceiling. I think Nick has that unbreakable confidence.
I think it's really creeping in.
No, I don't. Personally, I don't.
Bro, I gotta be honest. Don't. Some of those updates look really streamlined, but then I see something like these, and I'm like, whoa, that is actually the turtle shell look, like it's rounded.
I think that the only ceiling is what's being kind of hovered over him regardless. Is what we've been saying. It's why we saw him get 5th the 1 year to Hunter. It's why we've seen him, have a big night 2, and he stays almost damn near gets worse in the points, if I'm not mistaken.
He got a point worse, I think.
Yeah, so we're going to see ridiculous. A close race between. It's just, I think that the good thing about Nick is he's going to go down as the people's champ. He's going to be that modern day version, like the Rollies and things like that. I just hope that because he has the ability to take it to that next level. I do think he can win an Olympia, but the sad thing is we're fucking microwave era fans. So we look at one bad showing or one bad judging, and then we're like, all right, let's write this guy off.
Well, you like your microwave. I can tell. You use it a lot. Marcus, I said like this that. I said this after the Olympia. I said the Olympia. I said Nick was kind of. I think there is a ceiling on him, and then look how many times like he's been robbed, and like maybe not like he should have won all these shows, but like 2022 Olympia could have won. Definitely should have beaten that version of Derek. 2023 Arnold Classic. Love Samson wasn't ready to beat a great version of Nick like that. And after the refresher we've seen of that version of Nick, I think he would probably agree with me. 2024 didn't compete. Going back as far as 2021, where he took 5th to Hunter, Hunter's 4th, that shouldn't have happened. I think there is just kind of some limits placed on Nick, and dare I say, rightfully so, because if the judges are going after shape more, there's nothing he can really do about it. At the end of the day, I think he should. If he brings his 2023 Arnold Classic look, really, the guys will have to be at their very best to beat that look. That is a great combination of size, completeness, condition, even the shape, although not the best, doesn't matter. He has literally everything else. I think Nick is so good, but he has the biggest Achilles heel of just that structure. Yeah. Todd and people have mentioned it in the Discord and around us. If Nick had a 10 to 20% better midsection, he would be another Phil Heath.
Yeah, I get it, and I think that it's comments like that undermine the bodybuilder that we have in front of us right now in Nick Walker. Truly, I
say that to put it into perspective, because I think this guy is super underrated.
Yeah, I think that he has. I think that if we just like with the Samson, just like with the Andrews, if we start, just nitpicking at these just fine tuning, coming in peaked correctly, just fine tuning and coming in that way night 1, we're gonna talk a whole different ball game. I think that if Nick Walker came in night 1, how he looked night 2, we would have never seen him out of that first call out. He would have been in it. He would have been in the mix. I think he would have been top 4, 3 easily, fighting for it. Meaning he's not going to be guaranteed 2nd place, 3rd place, whatever, but he's going to be fighting for that top spot. It's just how it works, man. Sadly.
Yeah, I get you. Well, personally, I think Nick is. I don't want to say done, but like I think he's going to be hard pressed to like win these bigger shows. It's just a new era, man. If he was competing in a different era, or where like this is a physique I think should be winning, and I know that's gonna like people are gonna say that ruins your credibility. What do you mean? We need shape. I'm a condition guy. I'm a bodybuilding guy. I want completeness and condition. And just because you have shape doesn't throw all that other shit out the window.
Yeah, Nick checks boxes that a lot of other guys aren't checking as much as him. The fucking etched in check isn't as deep engraved as some of what Nick's have, as far as muscularity, as far as overall conditioning that he brings. It's
most
not
complete bodybuilder of our time, besides Hadi Chupin. It's just the fact that his one Achilles heel is the thing that seems to have more focus nowadays.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to just briefly mention my father. Not blocked yet, by the way. But I mean, why would he know who I am? Anyway, super behind. He's fucked. And that's just the end of it.
But he's that type. I think he's always been the type he kind of like that last couple of weeks straps fast. The fuck in. Yeah.
I gotta say
another
though,
one. Speaking on trajectory, come on. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
You know, Martin's my favorite bodybuilder.
Mm-hmm.
Of favorite physique nowadays.
Yeah, he's your new Ian.
Correct. The problem is the recent beef he's had with everyone, one-sided or not, whatever. And we know with Martin, he's one that does not handle stress well. Some guys do. Some guys definitely don't. I think Hadi handles stress well. That's why I'm not too concerned with the whole Iran thing. I got to be honest. But the Martin issue, where he's blocking everybody, say fuck the media, maybe they deserve or whatnot, but like the guard is down. He's letting people get into his head. Marcus, you're a therapist. You know this.
Well, this is See, I disagree with you. I have to disagree with you. And I want to save this topic for a special immature segment, but I do want to give a quick whatever in the sense of, dude, when somebody's being unapologetically themselves, that might be their comfort zone. That might be the most comfort. So you're saying, oh, he's dealing with this. That's what he wants. Can you imagine telling people, yo, suck my dick, you suck. You guys are ignorant pieces of shit. I hate all of you. You guys suck at your job. The one y'all like gargling over doesn't like you. Grow up, right? Being able to say that might be pretty freeing mentally.
Maybe it is freeing, but I think I feel like you have to be in some sort of stress to say that. You have to have people inside your mind. And yeah, maybe you do eventually tell them to fuck off. Okay, that's great. But like you did let them get. I just think Martin has a bad time of stress. It is what it is. Some guys handle it better than others. And the problem is, like we've seen Prague, where he thinks he's not winning automatically and like gets worse. We've seen it at Pittsburgh, where these versions are not good, especially Pittsburgh. I think Prague is actually a little underrated. Prague 2024, I mean, the one with C-Bomb. But the Pittsburgh, like that was bad. You can't let the stress get to him. And I think, and if you've seen the best showings of his are kind of his where like he kind of goes a little under the radar. Like the Olympias are his best because no one expects him to win the Olympia yet. Even though everyone says he has the potential, it's like everyone's focused on Andrew, Hadi. What can Nick do at the Olympia? Nick was the talk of the town going into the Olympia this year. Martin brings his best version, beats most of these guys. Should have been placed higher.
I do think that makes a difference, yeah.
But then it's just like, oh, I'm going into Prague. I can easily beat Chris Bumstead, right? Now the doubt comes in. Pittsburgh, no, that's the dark horse to win. I was thinking he could maybe win. I think there was a little pressure on him. The Arnold famously turned him down in 2023. I don't know if you remember this, or maybe it was 2024. Famously, I think it was 2024. Famously turned his application down. Now he's back. Now he has something to prove. And now that he's, done this whole media thing, I think it just adds on to the plate. I just don't think he'll handle it unironically. And this was not personal, but when I saw that he had his little meltdown. I don't know what else to call it, where he had his FU moment, right? I literally went from maybe predicting him second or first to fourth.
And and with that being said, I'm gonna pick the yin of your yang and the yang of your yin, and I'm gonna say I can see him placing even better. I can see this kind of, like I said, I think sometimes it's freeing to speak your mind. Just I want you. I want you to open that door, just come out of that, that place that you're
closet.
Stuck,
it's made of glass.
Just let them know. Let them know. You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be free.
They can hear all about everyone's sexual proclivities if they join our Discord, correct?
Yeah. Fuck the 3/4. It'll be a whole button-up billing comes out then.
For $2.99 a month, you can join our Discord, get access to me, Marcus. Xavier's in there from time to time. I got Jake joining soon. He has to create another account for his channel. And then, of course, you get to join with other like-minded individuals in bodybuilding. Great opportunity. Remember when I said it was a penny a month? A penny a day a month? Yeah. And that's not right.
No, you were getting your Sarah McLaughlin on. I don't know what that was.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to Marcus. We'll get to your little update. This is going to be the last one. We'll get to what you wanted to talk about because
the funny thing is,
holy shit! Did I not even save this one?
I've been talking mess about it the whole time, but yet in the Discord call, I was sitting there kind of giving it the excuse of lighting, things like that. Good size. I think that there might just be a light kind of, might be some light just kind of drowning out that mid area that we're seeing.
Okay. Anyway,
I know you hate it though.
Let me introduce this. This is Rafael Brandao. He has taken a full year off from the stage. His main critique is that he needs to add more size but keep the lines. Okay. Not necessarily known for bad condition, not the best, but what we have here is, and this is verified. We have a Brazilian in our Discord. He was verifying these claims made in the Maximum Titanium supplement video where this clip is from. This is legit 2 weeks out. Marcus, if he started his prep here, I would think it's okay.
You're harsh.
I don't think I am.
I think the lighting is
look at what Michael DeBole says. The dude known for like on death's door condition. Is this really recent or has it been taken a couple of weeks ago? Everyone is saying, I posted this on my story. I want to believe that this is not recent.
That's pretty ballsy of Michael to say that.
Especially because he got the shit beat out of him backstage. I think it was by your kind, though, if I'm not mistaken. And those British ones, they're kind of like angsty. But okay, look, lighting. Okay, we can talk about the lighting, washing out details. Let me restart it because I think it starts in the back. I should not, with all due respect, I should not be able to pinch and pull your glute fat at 2 weeks out if you're in true condition.
Despite how much you want to.
Despite how much I want to. I'd love to do it. But like, this is, and everyone says it, off-season back, best structure, but looks like 6 weeks out. Looks 8 weeks out. Beautiful shape, though. 2 weeks or 12 weeks. You should not be having top IFBB pros asking if this is recent.
I think one thing would be smart, and it would be a lot of researching kind of thing. Not really, just a lot of scrolling, I guess, but would be to go to one of his, say 2023, whatever showings he had in good place, he had to Arnold and so forth, and compare what he looked like maybe a couple weeks out.
I don't have that. I do have this. Let's see here. I need to go to my save to my bed. I want to show you what's so crazy is that this was him 19 days out. I like how the top comment is saying it's AI. But like here's him at the 2024 Arnold Classic versus 3 weeks out. You can see, oh yeah, the chest is fuller. The arms maybe a bit fuller, but I gotta be honest, people like some people lost their minds over this update. I thought it was going to be the same old thing for Rafa. Not enough size, and you took a year off to do basically nothing. And now I still think that, but now we have the dude who's 10 weeks out. Marcus, I love Rafael. I really do. He's one of my favorite physiques out there. I love Rafael. But man, this changes my predictions massive. I probably put him 5th in my predictions. I guess maybe he's still there because like the talent isn't like super deep outside of that. But like, if this was a deeper lineup, he'd be fucked.
I understand the lineup situation as far as I do think that he will be top 5 dang near regardless. In the if there's 4 people in front of him, you can't be mad at the 4 people who are in front. Yeah, you can't be mad at the 4 people who are in front of him. And yeah, betting I'd probably put them in front of Brandel. But I don't know, man. Give it time because like I said, I think that we might see. I don't know. I think we might be shocked.
Maybe he can change quickly, but I mean, look,
I do think he can.
He's out of time.
Well, he still has 2.5 weeks. If this is like 19 days out,
I wonder how much more water he's going to hold once he takes that flight from Vegas to Columbus. True. I mean, bro, and look at him versus Mo Fota.
Well, Mo is. I mean, come on, yeah, Mo's
going to win the show.
Mo. I mean, these. Favorite, I think one of my favorite front lat spread is Mo. Aside from looking at Andrew,
oh yeah, for sure.
Favorite front lat spread might be Mo. Beautiful physique, man.
Bro, I gotta be honest. Mo's grown on me a lot. Not even just from the updates, but I'm like, you know what? Like I see glimpses of like who he's becoming in a good way.
Yeah,
maybe he's becoming a woman like myself.
I thought, yeah. Put him a little SpongeBob SquarePants pants that one girl had on.
He was a twink and he was attractive. Hey, if he was,
Mo was my modern day Justin. That's my modern day Rodriguez.
We can talk about it being gay, but it would be masculine to bend a twink over.
I'm
okay. Sorry.
I mean,
look, unironically, at this rate, don't be surprised if Mo Fota places over Rafael Brandel.
I mean, hey, I think Mo can place relatively high. I hope that his back looks good, things like that. I have a feeling this guy can definitely be first call out and maybe have some upset.
I think at this point I have Brandon over Rafa. I mean, really.
I have Brandon. Damn, this is a really good show.
Yeah.
No, this is gonna be a good show.
Kind of falls off after those 4.
I mean, okay, but but we're sitting here wasting our time talking about Brandel. I mean, I really wish Tonio was gonna be there.
Yeah, that would change it a lot. Yeah,
that would change a lot. That would really shake things up. But I mean, with Mo, Andrew, Martin, Hadi, Brandel, Walker, Curry, right? Those were there. Like it's very hard to place those guys. That's that area of the lineup where it's just I feel like there's a lot of interchangeable people right there. There's a lot of pieces. Yeah, we have our front runners and then behind, but I don't know.
Oh, I already put Brandel in 6th. I guess maybe he can be 7th, so like 6 or 7.
Damn, I want to switch my. Oh, you already got Andrew in 1st. He's smart. Look at me. I'm the only one that got Hadi.
I should label this. I'll insert a little text box here, so we know this is the 4 weeks out one. Because we did that at 4 weeks out, and I'll just duplicate that. Do you want to change anything for 2 weeks out?
Let's see. Fuck you. What are you drinking?
Are you a woman?
What are you drinking?
Will it be, son? Yes.
I'm gonna change Andrew and Hadi.
Oh,
no, you know what? I don't know. Should I?
Bro, the winds of change are blowing. Don't you feel them?
Yeah,
I feel them.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it Hadi.
Okay, that's fine too. I mean, on paper, he's the favorite. I just think the hype is
I'm keeping this exactly as is.
The hype has infiltrated the judges' table as well. I have a change to make.
You gonna put him in 5th or 4th? 4th.
Yeah. Honestly, though, remember when Martin was really off of the Pittsburgh? People said maybe Bonac could have beat him.
Get off my dick of my list.
Hey, listen, Bonac was like going to be the one that had to beat him, because that was 4th and 3rd. I think Curry is a more formidable opponent than Bonac. So I think Martin could be as low as 5th. And honestly, I miss the days where I could have predicted Rafael as high as 3rd. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen.
So our only difference right now. Oh, I like it. I'm not going to do it, but I like it.
These aren't final. We should have done more of these. We should have started like 6 weeks out so we can see how it changes.
How it changes, yeah.
Misstep for me. But and then we'll make final predictions and then we'll see how it goes so we can see where we were feeling what. I know I don't feel you anywhere. I think you should start wearing your extender.
Yeah. That just doesn't exist in my vernacular. I'm sorry.
Bro, look at Xavier's shit tier list, bro. Oh, he was already on the Rafael Brandao train. I guess the train wreck.
The unhype chain, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Wow, maybe he had the eye of the tiger all along. That'd be crazy. I'd be happy for Xavier if he can actually predict something that doesn't look utterly retarded. Good veto can place 4th to 14th.
A lot of people had veto placing pretty high, man, in their fucking predictions.
Anyway, to finish on this, I will not be finishing on this IRL.
You want to pinch it, is what you said.
A little too fat for me.
Yeah. You want to pinch that fat. We don't talk.
Marcus, this cannot be a good. I get it. Maybe he does change fast, but bro, that's even if he does change fast, that's a lot. Like, what? How much does he need to lose? He needs to lose. He has visible fat on his body at 2 weeks out. I don't care about changing fast. Like at this point, and this is another thing. When you do have visible fat on your body at 2 weeks out, you do have to maybe throw in another oral, up a dose of this, up this. You're throwing everything at the kitchen, everything and the kitchen sink right now. You still have to, even just down to the cardio, you have to do more low carb days. You have to do more cardio sessions that are just longer. You can't just coast off of a 30-minute session. Maybe he has to do, like these twice a days or whatever his protocol may be. It's probably more than what he should be doing. Realistically, and I'm no coach, I'm no rocket scientist, but you
can't even spell it.
But you should be ideally coasting the last couple of weeks.
We'll see. We'll see on stage. I agree with you, but we'll see on the stage. I don't know.
Yeah, we will see on the stage.
I'm not changing my place.
Bro,
it's a tough lineup nonetheless, but
like visible, like back fat, glute fat. I mean, I guess he doesn't need to be in the best condition because like he never was anyway, so he doesn't have like that standard to uphold. But like,
give it a week. We'll see what changes. Let's see the predictions a week out. How about that? Let's see.
Sorry to say this, but like I guess the fact that like he never has come in like super peeled kind of saves him here. Like, okay, he does like pull off a miracle in 2 weeks and gets into like decent, not Hadi condition, but okay, he pulls it off. He gets decent Rafael condition. I don't know. I don't even think that's a win because we want to see more size, maybe even with more condition. Like Rafa's already kind of in a hard place. The judges want more from him. Do you remember? At the 2024 Arnold and Tyler's recap video, do you remember him as like absolutely like raving over Rafa?
I don't remember it like heavily, no, but I know I watched it.
Bro, Tyler was like creaming. He really was. He was like, Rafa has everything.
Well, there you go. I mean, that tells you right there, kind of a glimpse of what it may look like.
But I mean, he's gonna be at the end of the day, it's gonna be at best 2024 Arnold, which is good. But the judges are gonna want to see more from him. I'm gonna want to see more from him, and he's gonna need more to just be more competitive. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Anyway, Marcus, let's get one last look at our predictions and how they've changed. Well, I guess how I've changed. Rafael Brandao took a steep fall from 6th to 7th. And then Martin Fitzwater and Nick Walker are changing. I may change those back. We'll see how one of these guys can drop an update that sways my opinion. A lot of these boomers, they get caught up and they're like AI. They're like, no, they do that. They say I'm not a lot of smooth brains like Marcus. I'm not into the videos, the updates. I'm not gonna let that sway me. I'm different. I take it all in so I can process it and then give you accurate predictions for show day.
Yeah, I know. I get it. You like taking it
all in,
all that,
processing it.
So, yeah, I feel you.
Processing it is what it is. Right now, I have Andrew winning. You have Hadi winning. I mean, those are the two favorites, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and I think Nick and Martin are the next up, and then Brandon's going to be that dark horse in there to kind of maybe come in and shake things up, depending on how generous they want to be.
Yeah, shake things up.
Anyway.
Anyway, Marcus, that is the state of the race of the 2026 Arnold Classic 2 weeks out. You're going to be there.
Yes, man, we are going to be there.
Come
on. Even if it's a day late and $1 short, even if it's at the La Quinta Inn.
I've been there. And there was like Burger King trash in like the corner of the room or something. I remember that specifically. I was like 12.
We'll celebrate the show after with
Jeffrey Epstein was there.
Burger King and some La Quinta roaches.
Yeah, we can bring some bikini girls back. Or are you bringing your abuela?
I would.
I'll give you guys a little advice. Mark, I gave this advice to Marcus. Fell on deaf ears. Bro was dropped on his head when his mom was running out to get that Henny. Okay. We all know Latinas have a very strict sell-by date. Marcus, I'm being completely serious.
I know you are, and that's the issue. Go ahead.
They have and you may call me stupid or whatnot. You're not going to call me wrong. I'm not wrong. Everyone knows they start Abuela maxing at like mid 30s. Like, I already think Latinas are kind of overrated. But like you'll have very few are going to make it past the wall. And the problem for Latina women is the wall is huge. And why is it huge? Why is it bigger in that race compared to other people? It's because people need to realize Mexicans are all Native Americans. Yes, there a lot of them is white. Yeah, we get that. Yeah, that's why they speak Spanish, because that came from the old world. But a lot of them are Native American, and you can check out the Native Americans from Canada, the Inuit, down to the down to the Inca, bro, down to the Inca. They do not tolerate alcohol and sugar. It's just evolutionarily it got given to them like 5 minutes ago. If humans have been around for however many years, we came to the new world. We came to the new world a couple hundred years ago and gave you guys sugar. Oh, you guys, when we gave you guys sugar and mead, you guys drank beer for the first time,
and then came our diabetes.
And look at the rates of diabetes among Latino, and Native American populations. Look at the rates of alcoholism. And we can all say, oh, it's because they took the land or whatever. Genetically, yeah, sure, maybe it's part of that. Genetically, they do not tolerate sugar and alcohol well because their bodies are not used to it. It's just the blatant truth. It's it's kind of the same reason Irish people carry a deep sadness, because they have so many famines in their history. People don't realize that things that happen in like people's history, or things that have been recently introduced, they affect people on a genetic level, because that has been woven into their history, quite literally, quite
sounds like a
physically.
Sounds like a smallpox blanket advertisement you're doing there.
Anyway, Marcus, I know, like I said, you harbor a ticking time bomb, a ticking abuela bomb. So I just want you to be careful, and I want everyone out there to be careful as well. Latinas are super overrated. I mean, maybe if you're like Andrew Tate and like you only date 25 and under, that's great. That's cool.
Get your Leonardo DiCaprio on, okay.
Cool. But if you're looking to like really settle down, and you want your woman to look like as close as she did for to your wedding day for as long as she can, you're gonna want to pick up an ebony baddie, because you know what they say: black don't crack. Realistically, though, I think a good portion of black does crack. It's 50-50. If you get a good chocolate baddie, realistically, you can be with her for the rest of your life. But then, like, if you get someone, like I don't know, maybe she looks like Oprah, and she's still hot at 70, or maybe you get, I don't know, Maxine Waters. Rest in peace, Jesse Jackson, by the way. Real hood. Anyway, thank you, Marcus. Thank you for coming. Pause.
Oh, definitely, yeah, of course.
The show.
I feel like you were watching little Twinks. I appreciate you coming. Or we can always do what you're trying to do. You're making that sweet escape route to end up with to
them lady boys.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that. I got a plan I'm going to execute. Yeah. Anyway, where can they find you? What's your Instagram?
Who cares?
Agreed. No one gave a fuck anyway. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Subscribe for more. I am actually starting the Arnold Classic series, so you don't want to miss any of that coming up. And thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.